Greetings, everybody. It's your girl, Kiera Washington. I know it's been quite some time, but I wanted to pop on here. I was encouraged by one of my followers who actually wrote me on LinkedIn and said, hey, it's been like 3 months since you made a video. So are you okay? What's going on? And I just want to say, yes, I am doing extremely well. And I hope that you all are doing well also. I wanted to come on here because I don't know who needs to hear this. So I just want to speak from the heart today. And my hope and my prayer is that something that's said here encourages you and motivates you to be better than you were on yesterday. So I was listening to Myron Golden, and I don't know if you all know who he is, but he is basically a serial entrepreneur. His foundation of what he teaches is basically God, Bible based principles. And I learned a lot from listening to him on yesterday on my way to work. And he basically talked about how we have to plant the idea, right? Because God says in his word that if we plant the idea, that he will give us the tree, right? Like he'll make the tree. And so it made me think about this last like 6 to 8 months of my life. And it's one of the major reasons why I haven't really been online. And that is because I really have begun to understand how important it is to truly do the work. Now, I will be the first person to say that that has not always been my motto. I feel as though I was a late bloomer when it comes to maturing, adulting correctly, and just handling life things properly. But what I will say is over the last 6-7 years of my life, I can see now that I have truly gotten a grip. If I want to be more specific, I would say the last year of my life has really turned over to really show me who I truly am. This is one thing I've learned about myself, and this is related to a lot of areas of my life, right? I have learned that I'm disciplined in the things that I desire to be disciplined in. And I don't know who can relate to this, but let me just share with you my stance, okay? I have learned that I'm disciplined in the areas that I want to be disciplined in, i.e. fitness. I love fitness. Fitness is amazing to me. I have a whole nother backstory on how I got really deep into fitness. I'll talk about it in another video. If y'all want to hear it, comment below, let me know. And what I will say is over, especially the last 3 to 4 years of my life, I've really dug deep into my fitness journey. I've really challenged myself. I've really expanded, built my strength, built my physique, done all these things, right? And when it's come to other things, I've done those things well. This is what I've learned. When I have sensed that I will be rejected, ignored, left out of something, I have found myself self-sabotaging myself. Prime example, if you've been following me, you know that I've been in sales now for 6 years. I started in 2018, we're in 2024. I've been in sales for 6 years. And if you've been following my journey, you know I started at Verizon, left Verizon, went to AT&T, I left AT&T, and now I'm actually with a company called Spectrum. I'll talk about Spectrum later if y'all want to hear about it because it's a great company and we can hash that out, right? What I learned about my transitioning from company to company was this. I had spent a majority of the time as a salesperson hanging right in the middle. Now, you may say, Kiera, what do you mean hanging right in the middle? I was never a top performer all the time, but I was never at the bottom all the time. I hung right in the middle. And to be honest, if I'm 100% transparent, I spent the majority of my sales career being mediocre. I've had some very low moments. I've had some very high moments. But when I really began to take into retrospect my entire sales career, I realized that I really wasn't maximizing and hadn't been maximizing my potential. And so this is what I want to share with you all. And the reason why I brought Myron Golden up is because I want to bring it all together. If I commit, and this is what I learned, if I commit to doing the work all the time, whether I'm seeing results immediately or not, it pays off for me. And one of the biggest reasons why I stepped away and had been away from social media for quite some time If you follow me, you know I've talked about how I got off Facebook. I've been off Facebook and Instagram for over a year now. I got off TikTok probably about six or 7 months ago. So what I realized was that this entire time of me shutting down social medias, me transitioning to different companies with sales, was that if I didn't learn to do the base work every single day, I was never going to be able to maximize truly what God was calling me to be. And so this is what I've learned, especially now since I just started at Spectrum. I've been with them 1 month now, y'all. And I want to just share this. There is no way to outwork bad habits. It's like this. If we decide we want to go to the gym, right? Y'all know I love fitness. So if we decide we want to go to the gym, you cannot outwork a bad diet. It's the same thing with sales career. You cannot outwork bad habits. Prime example, if we want to be successful in sales, right? We have to learn how to prospect. That means we need to learn how to prospect well on the phones. We need to learn how to get better with email and text messaging prospecting. We need to learn how to do door-to-door prospecting. We need to learn how to have a complete system on how we're going to execute. And what I would say is, me starting at Verizon, I will say this gave me a different amount of cushion than I've had at AT&T and Spectrum. Because the reality of it was, when I was at Verizon, I'm not going to lie, even though it had its negative side, as all companies do, I had stores that I supported. So whatever they sold business, I got paid. I had leads coming in from the internet. So when people were ready to buy, I got paid. And then of course I had my own prospecting that I did that got me paid. This is what I will say. When I was at Verizon, I got comfortable in a way, because if I fell short in my prospecting, if I fell short in my emailing and all of those things, there was somebody or something else that would help me get paid. This is what I want to share with you all. Choose every day to do the work. Okay? I know I'm rambling, okay? But I'm getting to a place. Choose every day to do the work, because one of the biggest things that keeps so many of us back, and I'm really speaking to myself, one of the biggest things that kept me back was doing the small daily things to help me get to the next place. And so in this time of me being off social media, one thing I've learned is, Kiera, you have got to set your expectations. You have got to commit to doing the work, and you have to follow through. And I realized that was one of my biggest things, just not following through, or only following through on the things that I like. You know, I talked about how much I enjoy fitness. I really got into the natural hair content space. And I spent so much time on the things that made me feel happy, even though those things were working, right? They were working. But then there were other things that needed my attention that I was slow on. I wasn't really digging deep and digging my heels in deep enough to become the best that I could. So this is what I want to encourage you all to do, especially if you're coming across my content. If you're coming across my content, you are interested in doing some type of sales work. Let me just impress upon you, if the goal is to live a comfortable lifestyle, because I don't care what anybody says, and I've said this before, and I stand on business when I say this, sales is one of the best careers that you can choose, especially if you don't have a lot of additional education. It's one of the best. And then here's the thing too, this is what you'll learn. When you get in sales, you'll learn a lot of people do have extra education, or they're going back and continuing their education, because more than likely the job is paying for the education. Or the degree that they got, they're not getting paid nearly as much as they can make in the sales arena. Here's the thing. The job is hard though. The job is hard for a reason. First of all, it's not supposed to be easy, because if it was easy, everybody would do it. Number two, the reason why it's supposed to be hard is because the desire to want to have a more comfortable lifestyle and a better lifestyle means that you can't do what everybody else does for $19 an hour. You can't do what everybody else does for $21 an hour, because the goal of sales is not to live off your base salary. Say your base salary is $45,000. The goal is not to live off the base salary. The goal is to have the base salary, because it's still good money, of course, but the goal is to really live your life off your commissions. So I want to impress upon you, if you really want to get into the sales arena, lock in, okay? Do not allow yourself, let me say this. I'm going to suggest that you do not allow yourself to become overly distracted by things not happening in the now. The one thing you're going to learn about sales is you have to learn how to build relationships. They teach you that a lot. You have to learn how to build your book of business. They're going to teach you that a lot. And you have to learn how to show up every day. Like, if I could express to y'all, if I could go back in time to my tenure at Verizon and at AT&T, I would have dug deeper. Just being real. I would have dug deeper. I would have went a little harder. I would have been on my A game more. I would have stopped complaining as much, because I spent some time complaining. That's one of the reasons why I left. I spent a lot of time saying, I am not able to find people. I am not able to do this. And the whole time there were people who were producing every month, month over month. So the thing is, if they can do it, why can't I? So I had to ask myself, Kira, is it a skill issue or is it a will issue? And so the reality of it is, family, is if you're going to go into sales, show up every day. Do the work. Last but not least, let me say this before I get off here, because this video is longer than I wanted to be. Find literature and content and podcasts that is going to help you grow every single day. I don't care if you just listen to something motivational in the sales arena or just something motivational in general every single day. It is going to help you, because here's the thing. You don't need to reinvent the wheel so much, but you do need to stay up to date with what's going on, because trends change. So you don't want to be left hanging out in the back doing stuff that people did 50 years ago, and now the trends are changing. So keep yourself abreast and informed of information that's coming out, okay? All right. I don't really got too much more to say. I just wanted to come on here, show my face. I was definitely motivated by one of my followers who wrote me on LinkedIn today to create this video. So my hope and my prayer is that you all got something from it, and that it motivates you and inspires you to be better than where you were before you clicked on this video, okay? I said it before, I'll say it again. Sales is hard work, right? It's very hard. And the reason why it's hard is because you can really break glass ceilings here. Just being real. If you look at my background, I just moved into this apartment, but y'all, I am in Texas now. I moved from Monroe, Louisiana, and I'm in Texas. I'll do a video on that. If you want to hear about the transition on how I got from Louisiana to Texas, let me know in the comment section. I'll make a video. But I just want to share with you all that I would not be here in Texas, which is, just being honest, it's so much more to do here. It's better in a lot of ways than Louisiana was. I would not be here if I did not have the experience and did not have the background and expertise that I have in sales. So my prayer is that this encourages you to be better than you were before you clicked on the video. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm really not gonna make a bunch of promises to make content, but I will try. Okay, I really will try, because I'm really digging deep with my job and with school. So I really want to make sure I'm focusing in and I'm locked in. But I love you all. I appreciate you all. To every single person who has landed interviews and jobs and I have not responded back to your comments, just know that I have seen a lot of them. Some of them have just slipped through the cracks. My apologies. But I am grateful, and I'm so excited that you have been able to break into the industry and get your money up. You know, get your network up and really build the life that you want for yourself and for your family, okay? All right, y'all. I'm your girl, Kira Washington Speaks. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.